Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? Are you guys doing fantastic? Listen, today we're talking about the one and only CC Dog. Now, listen, we've been talking about this coin practically since it was a million market cap. And ladies and gentlemen, even at one point, it hit upwards of 3.2 million. Now, we're going to dissect this price action. We're going to talk about what is next. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, we do have, boom, guess what? Mexi listing is official for this coin, right? It is official, came out, and practically on the 31st, which was yesterday, it was announced that boom, trading is open. So this is fantastic, right? This is fantastic. I know the market conditions right now are a little bit bearish, just a little Bitcoin pullback that we talked about already, but right? This ultimately will be giving it more traction, more volume, and ultimately a bigger pump in the very near future. We could also see it hit back to back, right? We talked about earlier this month how we were expecting XT and Mexi listing, and that is exactly what happened. So Ccdog did deliver its promises, which is a good sign, right? It is a good sign. And we can see, right, getting listed on these two exchanges, especially for a small coin like Ccdog, is very, very beneficial. We can see that it is officially also reported on Coin Market Cap, right? You see Mexi's over here and XT. So this is good, right? This is good. This is going to bring more eyes to it. This is going to bring more traction. And remember, it's only been out for roughly a day. So I suspect, things to pick up, things to be very, very good. We could also see when we go and look at the actual profile, right? Courage the Dog has tweeted it that Mexi and XT data has been updated on CC Dog's coin market cap profile. Okay. So look, it is looking good. It is looking solid, ladies and gentlemen, right? Also, boom, always a big fan of videos like this and artwork, right? We can see crypto's full of ups and downs, but the key is to stay focused and to trust the journey. So, right, and right, potential more Shiba Inu updates, right? And collaboration and partnerships and shout out. So, super, super good times for a coin like this. Now, we are going to dissect the price action, ladies and gentlemen, right? We can see if we actually go back that it practically started on the 8th of March. Then it was accumulating, right? We were accumulating for many, many days before we then had an amazing breakout. And we can see CDOG trades actually very well and nice and fundamentally, okay, which is very, very good and even surprising for a small coin like this. We can see simple up and down, up and down. Yes, it took multiple days, but technical analysis doesn't lie. Boom, fake out to the downside, and then one big rally over the span of a couple of days. Okay. We can see, ladies and gentlemen, ever since then, we have sold off and we were selling very fundamentally as well. And then we can see when we start to report CDOG, actually the momentum started to shift, right? We kind of tapped into this zone over here. We kind of created a reverse head and shoulders, right? If we pull this up like this, we see we have a head, we have the shoulder, and you can even count this technically as a part of the shoulder, right? So it looks very, very good. We can see we had a breakout to the upside, right? This was with purpose, right? Because we were in this type of zone. Then we broke up, boom, went sideways, sold off a little bit, retested ultimately, and a few days later, we shot up. We can see, ladies and gentlemen, that we practically have touched back at all-time highs. Boom. And we do have a even perfect double top, right? Literally a perfect double top, which makes me think that this is a liquidity trap. So that, the next time there is a pump, it is going to fly high because that's what the markets do, right? The markets, they like to set up traps. They set up this double top because it makes me believe that the reason why these markets do that is because when there's a double top, investors like to short from there. They like to have stop orders. They like to manipulate the markets that way. People just think in a classic support and resistance. So for me, this actually brings me a lot of confidence. And with these exchange listings, it does make me believe that CDOG will continue to rise and continue to get on other exchanges, proving itself once again. So we can see, right, perfect double top and a pullback right now. There are two instances where this kind of happened before, right? When we can see when we did touch the last previous all-time high, boom, we kind of created a double top and then we sold off. Sure, the sell off wasn't as drastic, but there was a little bit of a sell off before pumping higher. Then we can see again, boom, right? Ccdog did create another double top, sold off aggressively, mind you, right? Sold off aggressively over the next few days, consolidated for roughly 2 to 3 days, and then it was back on track, creating another rally. Okay, you have to realize that Ccdog over the last few days, especially in the 3 day span, really just shot up. So it is bound to lose momentum, right? It is bound to pull back, which is exactly what is happening. But I believe, this is just a simple pullback to go further up. I believe ultimately we are going to be retesting more or less in this zone, roughly, let's just say between 1.2 million market cap and 1.5, right? I believe we're going to tap into here. We most likely will go sideways just for a few days, right? Something like this, boom, 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 boom. Then we're gonna start to break out, and then before you know it, we are going to start flying high once again. My target for Ccdog, especially with this double top, is going to be upwards of 10 to 15 million market cap. You gotta remember, like I said, the market creates traps so it can pump coins higher. We can see, even if we go to the 2.6 area, that is roughly 7.5 million market cap here, which is a very realistic zone, right? Very, very realistic. We can see 3.68, 10 million market cap, and then the 4.236 upwards of 12 million market cap. So for me, these are very high probability zones, which is why I'm super optimistic that Ccdog will hit it. We also know that this is part of the Matt Fury collection. And we've seen other coins like Jerry, they've been in this position before where they pump to a couple million market cap and then they sell off. But what they're doing is ultimately creating price action so that it can start going sideways and create a huge rally. We've seen Jerry go up to like what 20, 25 million market cap. And I believe Ccdog is going to be taking the exact same steps, right? Look, people, you just have to follow trends. You just have to follow the money, and that's how you get consistent results, right? I don't think there's been a single Matt Fury project that has flopped yet. I haven't heard. Everyone has been always super, super optimistic and supportive, and yeah, I mean, they have been killing it. They kept their promise. Like I said, they got listed very, very nicely. You can see it's already bringing some type of volume, and it will continue to bring more eyes on Ccdog. And we can see when we used to talk about this, we were at what 1,200 followers, 1,300 at most. We already see we've grown a couple hundred in followers. You got to remember, crypto is very heavy momentum. So before you know it, it's going to be at thousands of followers, tens of thousands of followers. We're going to be at 1.8 million market cap. Next thing you know, a month later, we're going to be at 15 million market cap. That's just the way crypto goes. But that is why I bring consistent updates, ladies and gentlemen, is so that you can get good opportunities to be, coming back, getting in on the pullbacks at the bottoms, getting updated when the reversals are happening so that you can be profitable. We did, remember, we called it out from the bottom as our 1.1 million market cap. So, you know, from this point, which was literally this day, right? Boom, you could have made upwards of almost 3 times your money, right? Very, very nice. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys did enjoy. I love you guys so, so much. Let me know what you guys think of Ccdog. Personally, still very optimistic about it. Price action like this does not scare me. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.